Hi, good morning. It's Sunday again, and you're with Rima again, and I'm coming to give you another message. But just before that, I just want you to know that what I do is I'm a nutritionist and personal trainer, and I also provide life coaching to enable my clients to lose weight and to make changes in their life. So it's a life coaching aspect of the work that I'm bringing to you today. Also, I've written a book, Deluded in Love, which you can purchase on Amazon. Okay, so having said that now, the main message of the day is, why are we not satisfied with having enough? Why are we always seeking and dreaming about riches? Now, firstly, let me say that to be rich is certainly not a crime, but to be satisfied with the little that we have is actually quite divine. It actually shows us how we are moderate. It actually teaches us humbleness when we're satisfied with the little that we have. So you think if you have a glass of water, then you don't ask them to pour water into your cup until it's overflowing. You pour just enough and you take in just enough. The same with a hummingbird. In Jamaica, where I originally come from, the hummingbird hovers around the flower before it takes a seed. And it's very precise that it goes in there and it just picks one seed and then it flies away. It doesn't try to gather and hoard up all the seeds that are on the flower to take it for itself, as we try to do, because we want more than enough. And in everything we do, we want more than enough. But why is that? Why do we want more than enough? Well, some people say, I'll be able to buy my mother a house, or take my family on holiday, or give more to charity, or do some grandiose task. So we want to be bigger, we want to be more large, we want to be more magnificent, and we want money to help us to go there. But what is wrong with the little that you're giving? Because I want to show you that if you have one bowl and the millionaire has 100 bowls, when you share the half, your bowl, and half it with a beggar, you have given far more than the rich man who might have given away 98 of all of his bowls, or 99 of all of his bowls, but kept a whole one back for himself. It's harder to be truly generous when you already have too much, because it is too much. But when you're generous from the little that you have, there is great goodness. There is great generosity. So what is it? Why do we really want more than enough? Well, enough is in, all we really want is clothes, food, and shelter. They're the things that money really can buy. So when you're rich, you can only buy more of that. But it's still the same basic things that you would have whether you're poor or whether you're moderate, which is clothes, food, and shelter. So why do we want more than enough? Well, sometimes it's to go over into that state of indulgency, isn't it? Because when we go past our fundamental needs, we go into our wants. And when we go into our wants, there's more chance for greed, because we want, and as big as our dreams go, is as greater is a want. But there's not much humbleness in indulgency. There's not much humbleness in satisfying ourselves. There's not much humbleness in too much greed or seeking to satisfy ourselves at all times. So really and truly, why do we want more than enough when it's not going to make us any kinder? All the money that you have isn't going to make you any kinder. It isn't going to make us any nicer. It isn't going to make us any more likable than what we are. It isn't genuine. It isn't going to give us genuine popularity more than what we can get down here on the ground. So what I want to say to you is that there is nothing that you can achieve in life that you cannot achieve without money. Money does not make any difference. Like I said, money can only buy things. And what do you want with more things? You've already got more things than what you can cater for. You've already got enough. You've already got clothes, food, and shelter. So the more we really have to question, and I have to ask you, what is it that you want to have more for? So when you have more, why I say that money cannot buy anything more, because it can't buy you a nice afternoon with friends to have a little laugh and remember the past. It can't make you a great role model in the community any more than whether you have it or not. Whether you have money or not, you can have friends. Whether you have money or not, you can play an important role in your community. Whether you have money or not, you can be kind, you can be generous, you can be loving. Whether you have money or not, you can suffer. Emotional pains, or all sorts of pains. You can suffer just as much with or without money. So the only difference when you have money is that you can have more things to take care of, more things to worry about, more objects, but it doesn't give you any or enrich the quality of your life, because anything, God is good. So he has made sure that whatever level you are on, you can be kind, you can be loving, you can be a role model, you can be an upright citizen and an important member of your society. So why do we need more than enough when enough is good enough? So let me bring you, I always like to bring you in and back up my story, back up my message with a little story. And the story that I want to back it up with today is, again, we're coming back to where I am, which is in Ghana, Africa, and we're going into the village now where Kwesi lives. Now, Kwesi is a stone cutter, and every day Kwesi's got his hammer and chisel and he's beating away and breaking down the stones off the mountain. So then one day he sees a merchant coming into town. And the merchant that lives in his town, that came into his town, he's dressing in fine clothes. He's got all the women. He looks rich. He looks like he's living a good life. So Kwesi said, man, what I would give to have a life like that merchant. So sure enough, the magic powers of the universe made him into a rich merchant. So when he found he was a rich merchant, he found that people were jealous of him, and some people hated him, some people seemed to love him. But at the end of the day, his life wasn't that much different. He was just richer. So then he said, okay, this nobleman came into town, and even the rich people had to bow down to this nobleman who came in on his chariot. So then Kwesi said, hey, then the way everybody bows down, even the rich bows down to this nobleman, I want to be a nobleman as well, and I want to drive around in a fancy carriage. So sure enough, the universe answered him again. He was made into a nobleman, driving around in an open carriage, and everybody was bowing down to him. Some hated him because they thought he was pompous, but others also bowed down to him. So as he drove along now, his sun started to beat down on him in the open thing. So he's like, what is this thing in the sky that has so much power that's making me, a nobleman, sweat like this? So he realized it was the sun. So he says, you know something, that sun is magnificent because it shines over all the universe and it affects every bit of life. I want to be the sun. So then universe, being as kind as she is, said, okay. So she made him into the sun. So when he was up there, he was enjoying having so much power and giving light to who he wanted to, giving darkness to who he wanted to. And then a big dark cloud came over and blocked him from the earth. So he couldn't get to shine his glory on the earth. So he's like, but this black cloud, what is it that has more power than the sun? This black cloud? So then it says, I want to be a black cloud and can block out the sun and block out light. So then sure enough, the universe turned him into a cloud. So as a cloud now, he's going along causing rain, causing rain and causing storms. So as he's moving along now, he finds that he's getting blown apart and pulled apart. So he's like, what is it that has more power that's going to blow me, a cloud, apart and pull me apart like this? Then he realized it was the wind. So when he came across the wind now, he's like, oh my God, then there's something more powerful than this cloud. It's the wind. I want to be the wind. So again, the universe answered him and turned him up to be the wind. So he went through life blowing clothes off lines, disrupting the trees, breaking clouds apart. He was enjoying being the wind until he came up across something that was forceful that he couldn't pass. So he's like, what is this? That's so powerful that I cannot pass it. What is it that's so powerful that I cannot get past it? And then he realized it was a mountain. So he says, that's it. This is I want to be a mountain. I want to be so powerful. Not even the mighty wind can pass through me. Nothing can pass through me. I want to be a mountain. So sure enough, the universe turned him into a mountain. But then you know what? He could feel something digging at him and chipping at him and beating away. So he looked down and he says, what is this? I'm a big mountain. What is it that's chiseling away at me? And then he realized it was a stone cutter, a humble stone cutter from his own village. Okay? Sometimes what we have, when we have enough, it's quite powerful. It's more powerful than what we realize. The little that we have, there's so much greatness in our giving because we're giving from our little. Giving from our abundance doesn't really say much about how kind we are, how much love we're giving, how much we're sharing and expressing. So what I want to say to you today is to be rich certainly isn't a crime. It certainly isn't a crime. But to be satisfied with just enough is actually quite divine. Okay? See you next Sunday. God bless you.